The Grade 1 Ruidoso Derby coverage on StallionEsearch.com is brought to you by the sires Just Good Candy, standing at Lazy E Ranch, and A Revenant, available through ICSI only at Dunn Ranch. On this first preview episode of the Ruidoso Derby, we look at the fastest qualifier going into the finals from the barn of Hall of Fame trainer Heath Taylor. Empressum, winner of the Remington Derby last time out, comes and sets a track record in the trials in the Ruidoso Derby to lead all qualifiers into this big Grade 1 event. Stallion Esearch was able to talk with the trainer about this blossoming 3-year-old going into the finals.
You know, the horse came to me in last year at the end of the year and at the start of the winter at Louisiana Downs, and it was a really, really nice horse. Obviously, he showed great talent last year. In his first race, he was the only horse the whole meet last year. I didn't have the horse that ran sub 13 and made an allowance at Remington Park the whole entire meet, and that really caught my eye. The people called in the winter and asked if I would be willing to train the horse, so got the horse in, and first time we started him was in the trials of the Remington Park Derby, and he ran a really, really good race, had the 3rd fastest time, and learned a lot about the horse, and he come back, and he had a little adversity in the finals, but he was able to win it, and you know, he got out here and the horse just kept blossoming and blooming, and he was paid in the Rainbow and the All-American Derbies, and you know, he just kept getting better and better. So I was speaking to the owners one night, and I knew it was a lot of money, and obviously here with the wind and the conditions, it's a tremendous risk, but I told him it's awful tempting to not be able to supplement this horse, and I was saying it basically in passing, and but I believed in what I had said, and so they called the next day and said that as long as the horse was good, that they were going to supplement him into the trials. You know, I thought the horse warmed up really, really focused, very just laser focused. There was a lot of activity, wind and stuff, and it just didn't seem to bother him. He stood as good as a horse could possibly stand. He broke fast, but he broke out a little bit. Not bad, maybe a half a lane, you know. I was like, oh, you know, he just kind of broke out. And then you could just see the acceleration. It looked like he was just running through himself. Every time he hit the ground, he was getting faster and faster. And you know, obviously never anticipated, especially with the quality of horses that's run down this racetrack in the last 60 years. It's not even something you think about. It's a track record, and obviously the conditions were good, and but I could tell it was a pretty fast race by the quality of field and how far he beat him, and how far he was stretching out and finishing. And then Rodrigo, that's the first thing he said when he came back. He didn't even know what the time was. He said that the horse he felt like was just really, really running a fast time.
A top sire that continues to prove his royal bloodline in the quarter horse racing industry, Just Good Candy. The sire of one of the top qualifiers going into the 2021 $1 million Grade 1 Ruidoso Futurity, Just Saving Candy. And only in his 2nd crop of runners, Just Good Candy has already sired a champion and a Grade 1 winner in Dolce Sentacha, the winner of the $1 million Texas Classic Futurity. And these runners are just following in their sire's footsteps, as he was a millionaire, an All-American Futurity winner, and a champion himself before entering into the sire ranks. Standing at Lazy E Ranch in Guthrie, Oklahoma, royalty in the quarter horse sire ranks, Just Good Candy.